Okay, it's the morning brew for you midweek, and I'm Larry Aarons with Aaron Muffaletto, and obviously we have a couple of guests at the table. A familiar face, of course, is Siobhan Otero, arts writer for Local IQ magazine. Hello, Siobhan.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wonderful to see you again.
Lovely to see you guys too. Always a pleasure. Got to get my morning brew before the day starts, you know.
Necessary.
And Alex Pirano is with us. Alex is co-founder of Community Publishing and has a neat children's book that's out. Is this your second one now?
It's actually the first book.
First.
Our second book is Fiona the Funkadelic Freckle Fairy.
Oh.
And
Say that
so these
3
are
times fast.
multimedia ebooks. So
Oh, yeah,
they're
we're going to
played
get
on-
into this.
Excellent.
This is
yeah.
great.
So it's
Good to have you here today,
Thank
by the
you.
way.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so
Yeah.
much.
All right.
So, you know, most of my stories start. I went to Little Spirits to check out some music. I met some cool people.
Right.
So I went to go listen to Concepto Tambor, and I went to the where the artists were to check out all their work, and I saw this artist, AC May. She does this really cool henna style painting, and I met Alex Paramon, his life and business partner, Yvette Sandoval. And they prompted me with this ebook, so I put on the headphones, and I was immersed into this story called Princess Marisol and the Moon Thieves. And it was really cool because it had music and a narrator in Spanish and in English. You got to click on the links of definition, or Wikipedia page pops up with more information, and I noticed that Jackie Zamora was a narrator who was singing on stage right behind us with Concepto Tambor, and I saw AC May's artwork and part of the illustration, and I said, how are these guys in this book? And he explained that he authored the story and collaborated with all these local artists and musicians for this community publishing. So it's really cool because it brings a little bit more flavor to literacy and enhances the learning experience through this, immersive interface. And they're going all over with it. They're taking it to public schools, have it on iTunes, Amazon. There's even a theater company that's picked up on it and is going to tour with the play, which makes it 10 times cooler because it's like eBook's gone New Mexico, and it has all
Right.
this local flavor to it, and it's educational.
We have a little clip of the multimedia side of this, and it's beautiful. I want to compliment you, Alex. Let's watch it and take a look, and you'll hear a bit of the narration and see the visuals.
At sunset, out of the mist, arose the mighty sea empress. On the horizon, where the sun meets the sea, the great Sun King emerged from the rays to greet her. On this day, it was predestined that the moon and tides would entwine them forever.
That's so cool. So this is an ebook, pretty much.
That's right. So as opposed to your standard book, which
Yeah.
is printed on paper, an ebook is digitized, but ours is a multimedia ebook. So that includes multimedia elements like visual art, of course, the story, audio, and video. Ours doesn't have video, but you can introduce video into it. We just, like Siobhan said, we thought it would be a good idea to give children a multisensory experience.
Yeah.
And what better way to do it with this technology?
I think it makes total sense. I have 4-year-old and 2-year-old grandchildren, and they know their way around an iPad.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
play
I was
it,
thinking
and-
the same thing.
Yeah,
Kids
the
are
kids
so
know what to
into
do.
the
That's
They
iPad
relate
now.
to this more than they do a book in some cases.
Definitely, and
the
when
whole-
we go into the schools, we've played it for kindergarten classes that don't know all the words, but they're still into the story because it's narrated and the music, and they're swaying back and forth, so they pay attention. And then you just prompt them, you ask them, what do you think this means? What do you think that means? And they're really engaged, and as you know, if you have children or grandchildren, it's hard to keep their attention for long.
It is. Now this is bilingual too.
That's right. Our first book, Princess Marisol and the Moon Thieves, Jackie Zamora, she's a local musician, she's fantastic.
She's been on the show here with
Yeah.
us.
Oh, she's been on the show,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she speaks
Yeah.
English and Spanish fluently, so she's a perfect voice for it. So we're really committed to the bilingual approach. And actually, Princess Marisol and the Moon Thieves is being translated into Navajo and Creole. So,
What's
cool.
cute is that's your daughter's name.
that's right, that's
Marisol
right.
is your daughter.
Who co-authored one of the stories.
Really?
pretty much.
How old is
She-
Marisol?
She's 7 years old,
Okay.
Oh, how
and
cute.
she's a public school student. We're very proud of that. And she did author, it's called Bella the Caterpillar. And as you know, Bella in Spanish means beautiful. and it's about this little caterpillar that goes around her garden, wondering what life is like to be an insect, another insect, not knowing that she's going to be a caterpillar herself.
And the graphics are so beautiful too.
Yeah, that was Audrey McNamara. She's a local artist, but she's actually out of Venice Beach, California, but she's very local over there.
Okay.
And she did this book and the second book, which is Fiona the Funkadelic Freckle Fairy, along with AC May, who does these beautiful texturized illustrations, which are amazing. And we just dumped it all in there. That's the cover of the second book.
Okay, that's so cute.
Now, I want to know a bit about your company, Community Publishing.
Right.
What is that and where are you going with it?
Okay, well, I'll tell you where we've been. And the impetus behind it was to be able to have a multimedia experience. And when we went to the traditional publishers, I actually went to New York and met with a couple of publishers. And they were interested in the concept, but they really weren't set up to do it the way we envisioned it.
Yeah.
So they have different types of parameters. And ours, we want it to be collaborative in every way. Every facet of the production, everyone collaborated. They gave their 2 cents, 5 cents, whatever you call it. They also responsible as far as promoting it and marketing it. And we all share the profits.
Yeah.
Not that we're in it for profits, but
Sure.
potentially.
Do you see this continuing with more of your books, more ebooks?
Yes, for sure. We use the same model with Fiona the Funkadelic Freckle Fairy, and we have a few more books coming out. DJ Flo Fader, I think you're all
Yeah,
familiar
we've
with
had
him.
him on here.
Actually plays at Imbibe, but he's well, he was born in the South, but he made his name in New York. We actually worked at the same clubs. I'm originally from New York myself, and we worked at the same clubs together. He's a fantastic guy with a great story. He's been around the world, as you probably know. So speaking to him, I said, well, you know, we can tell this story through your music, through photography, and through a fictionalized biography, I call it. So we're definitely
fun.
committed to it, Larry. We're definitely
We have a
committed.
clip of that too. We're all prepared
Wow.
here. Yeah, we
very
have
impressed.
DJ Flo Fader, so let's run a little of that. That's all part of it too.
Right, and in one of those stills you saw Hakeem Bellamy. And he
Yeah.
actually has a poem, another book, a poem, I could call it poem short story, and he approached us about multimediaizing it. It's a new word, I guess, we've introduced to the lexicon. So we're adding some music, illustrations, and Hakeem will be narrating it. So we're excited.
So when you say multimediaizing, if I said that right, so it's interactive as well. So I noticed in one of the clips it had some letters that were red.
letters, yeah.
So you can click on those
That's
to
right.
learn what that actually means.
Yeah,
or-
that
what it
takes you
means,
to
or-
that takes you to a student dictionary, or in some cases a Wikipedia, and we have all the glossary words and terms at the end as well.
so
And
it's
not just
very educational.
very educational. We're committed to that. And right now, I believe it's up on the screen. It's not up on the screen, but there's an image of the solar system. And
Oh yeah, let's put that up.
Oh,
There
that
it is.
was the
yeah, and that was
AC Mays
no.
artwork, yeah.
That's a neat. That's a
Yeah,
neat memory.
and
So
that's
neat.
actually texturized. And what we did to that, when you buy the multimedia ebook, you go online and you can actually interact with it. So kids are interested. Oh, you can play a
Oh,
game
you've
with
thought
them.
this through, haven't you?
A little bit.
I think you kind of downplayed the commercial side of this, but I think there's a lot of commercial
Oh,
appeal
yeah.
to this idea.
Right, and looking at the literature and the sales, people are slowly but steadily moving toward ebooks
Oh, big
and
way.
e-reading. There are some traditionalists out there, and I do appreciate the feel of a book, but with multimedia ebooks and ebooks in general, you can save space. There's a public library that opened up all digital in San Antonio in a low-income community, just because it's cheaper to have
Provides
one of these tablets.
accessibility.
Accessibility, you can have 1,000 books in one of these tablets instead of having all the print copies. LA Public Schools donated, or gave out, I should say, iPads to their students. It's really important to have our students up on this technology.
So ebooks just aren't for adults anymore.
I think you're a hold of something here, and I think it's great. Now, if somebody wants to get a copy of this, how do they do it?
They can navigate to communitypublishing.org. Also, the individual books have their web pages as well. It's Princess Marisol and the Moonthieves.com, and Fiona the Funkadelic.FreckleFairy.org.
Yeah.
And did you say these are selling on Amazon as well?
You know, they're not on Amazon yet. We have a
Okay.
smaller distributor, but they play on all the devices.
Oh, okay.
It's really interesting the way they do. You can sell on their store, and then it's very proprietary, but they do play on all the devices.
All right.
It's great to
I
meet
don't
you.
have an ebook yet, but I like that Yvette, your partner, mentioned that, you know, it's available in print on demand as well for anyone that wants to remain
Beautiful.
old school.
Oh, okay.
Alex, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank
I'm
you.
really impressed with your work, and congratulations on your breakthrough here.
That's
Thank you
such a
very
great
much.
idea.
Thanks a lot.
Siobhan,
for
thanks
having
for
me.
bringing Alex
Yeah,
over to
thanks.
us.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
great.
Thank you,
Good to see
guys.
you
Discovering
again.
these jewels around town.
I'll keep going to check out music.
And we're committed to local arts and community.
Siobhan Otero with Local IQ Magazine and publisher Alex Pirano with us today on the Morning Brew. Back after this.